We've got another article about some more no-brainer trades this off season. I will say I did see the first one and I liked the first one already. The last article we did, they were for some high caliber star players and they weren't the greatest in my opinion, but this one just based off the first one, which again I did take a look at beforehand, might be better. So first we've got um Anthony Simons boosts Orlando's offensive attack. I am all down for this. If you're not going to be able to get a Trey Young or something like that, I like a guy like Anthony Simons who he's not the most expensive, like he's not max player money, but he's still making a little bit of money. Excuse me. Because you have to pay Jalen Suggs. You have to pay Franz, who you gave a bag to. Paolo, if he doesn't already have a bag, he's going to get paid a bag. But let's see. Anthony Simons to the Magic, and the Blazers get Anthony Black, KCP for the money, 2025 first round pick, which would be number 25 overall to Denver. Or from Denver, sorry. Again, I like that Orlando gets this. Honestly, I don't eith honestly, Portland shouldn't be getting another guard back because in my opinion, you're trading Anthony Simon so your backcourt can be Scoot and Shane Sharp. And you're getting Anthony Black, that means either him or one of those two others are coming off the bench. And I don't like that. I think they would, maybe give up like one of the other youngins, like maybe a Tristan da Silva and a Caleb Houston or something. But getting another guard in Portland, I just don't think is something they need to do right now, especially when you're getting rid of one. And, Shaden Sharp should, be starting. Orlando, we know offensive help, they need it, and they need another guy to create. We saw that in the first round, especially versus Celtics. For the Trailblazers, though, he's entering his final year of his contract. Okay. Um, he's definitely not a part of Portland's long-term plans. Moving the 2018 first rounder now until the deadline would maximize his value. Yeah, again, I know what Anthony Black is, and Anthony Black is better than like a Tristan da Silva or Caleb Houston, but I think you want to keep Anthony Black, and I don't think Portland would rather take it just because they again they have guards. But I don't know. I like this. I do like the Anthony Simons thing. I would just give up something other than Anthony Black. For both sides, honestly. But next. Mitchell Robinson gives Lakers a shot blocking lob catching center. All right, before we even see this, I assume this would be like giving up Jared Vanderbilt and like I assume it would be giving up like a Jared Vanderbilt, maybe a Jackson Hayes as well. Mitchell Robinson gets hurt too much. I wouldn't. I would look somewhere else before I even see what they're giving up. But let's see. Mitchell Robinson for okay, Jared Vanderbilt. A second, wow, okay. Okay, a 2026 first for pick swaps. Um yeah, I mean again, this was pretty obvious. I think that um Vanderbilt is not a he's had not had a great Lakers tenure. He's been expected to do much more than what he has done. I do think giving up a first though is kind of a lot for Mitchell Robinson's availability that we've seen. We know why the Lakers do it. Um the Knicks, like just another bench player. They would need to find a backup center unless they're good with just sticking with a smaller Precious Achua. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good idea, but I don't like the person that it is. So I think they could do better. Miami Heat load up for next season. Whoa, what is this gonna be? Because load up sounds like it's more than just one of these guys. Between Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, and Larry Markkinen. What do they give up? Is this like flipping Wiggins or something? Hmm. It's all of them. Larry Markkinen, Colin Sexton, and Jordan Clarkson. So this would help their half court offense better. What do they get? Utah stink this package, bro, of Jovic. All right, Jovic, who hasn't proven too much yet. Wiggins, who again salary to match for Larry Markkinen, Terry Rozier, salary as well. Although I'm not really sure if this is something that any team wants right now with what's going on with Terry. Again, salary. This is again Lowry's making like 40 million, and I think these guys are making a little decent pay themselves. 2025 first and a 2029 first. I don't hate this, but Utah's probably gonna want so they're getting 2 first rounders and basically Nikola Jovic for those guys. I honestly you probably gotta throw in a Jaime Jaquez, if I'm being honest. Larry Markkinen, sure, he probably will not be an all-star, but or all-star ever again. Colin Sexton is a good, he could be a bench player. He probably wouldn't be a bench player on the Heat. He would probably start at the other guard with Terry Rozier. Jordan Clarkson, we know what he can do off the bench. I honestly I don't hate this. I just wish the Jazz got one more thing back that they really cared about because these guys, like, they do not care about these two whatsoever. And honestly, Wiggins might get flipped or bought out. I don't know what his contract is, but 2 first round picks is good, I would say. So honestly, it's not too bad. I just wish they got one more player that they cared about. Next. Ooh, Celtics shed salary and Pistons load up in a 3-team deal. Okay. All right. I'm interested because the Celtics talk has been a thing that has ramped up over the past week or so. And, as a Celtic fan, I am very intrigued to see where people take this. Obviously, to me, the glaring guy is right here. Even though how much I love having Drew Holiday on my team, but it's kind of obvious who should be looked at first to be gotten rid of. Okay, Celtics receive Isaiah Stewart. I like it because we will need a no, we do need another big man going into the season that we really can trust. Luke Cornett's given us some good minutes. I'm not a great biggest fan of it though. Um, but okay, yeah, okay. Detroit gets Drew and Cam Johnson, interesting, and then Brooklyn gets Tobias Harris, Sam Hauser, Marcus Sasser, a 2026 first round pick, top 5 protected via Detroit. All right, so we just talked about the Celtics. They're going to need another center because honestly, if they're trading Drew, Porzingis might have to go too. I don't know how the salary works. I don't know if Drew will be enough, but we need another center because whether we keep Porzingis or not, he's injury prone. Al Horford could very well retire after this season. And again, Luke Cornett is not again the greatest. Neemias Queta, Xavier Tillman doesn't play, but so I honestly I like having Isaiah Stewart. I won't lie. Um, the Pistons. Okay, so this means Drew would start at the shooting guard with Cade, which I like. Some defense, somebody who can handle the ball a little bit, and then Cam Johnson, some more stretchability to replace Tobias Harris. Basically, I like it. I just wish if this was Drew Holiday from like 3 years ago, where he had a little bit more shot creation than what he does now, this would be perfect for Detroit. And honestly, I still like it, even though Drew's got a hefty contract on him for a little bit of time. And he's not the same player that he was even last year, never mind a few years ago with like the Bucks. But I really like that for Detroit. I won't lie. And then Brooklyn Nets, Tobias Harris, again, they need this for salary because Cam Johnson makes a nice amount of money. Sam Hauser, I think no matter what, Sam Hauser is also gone this season. He didn't have the greatest season and he hasn't done anything in the playoffs. Marcus Sasser, an intriguing young player for the Nets as they're trading away their best asset. And then a 2026 first rounder, top five protected. And let's be honest, Detroit is not going to be a bottom five team in the league. So that's going to pretty much convey. If you the Celtics, again, we know a roster and a tax bill of about a $500 million, which is insane. Um, they need more centers and stuff. Drew turns 35. He'll be our third highest player, 27.4. It saves us 27.4, which I like because again, we didn't even talk about Sam Hauser makes about I think 10 million. So yeah. Pistons, yeah, great veteran. Again, I wish it was a little bit better of a shot creator. Honestly, you know what would be great is Derek White for them, but we're not giving up Derek White. Derek White is safe. He's not going nowhere, but he would be honestly even better than Drew Holiday on that team. But then Cam Johnson about 19 on 39%. This I don't think is going to be sustainable if he was on this team because again, Cade more mouths to feed than Brooklyn, even though there's not too many more, but there's more. And then he's gonna have, some more a more load, I would assume, because I would say Cam Johnson, he's better than Tobias Harris. I think he would be asked to do a little bit more. And then the Nets, cap space, yeah, they're probably looking for the free agency and stuff. Um, Yeah, Sasser, 24-year-old guard. I guess he's old, huh? He must have spent almost all years in college or close to all of his years in college. And then both Harrison Hauser can be flipped. Yeah, of course, for more picks. That's a good trade. I like what they did with that for pretty much everybody. I do like that. I will say that this article has beaten the first one that we reacted to a few days ago. But the last trade, Giannis. Okay, so when we had the Giannis trade in the other article, they had him going to Toronto, which I think was super random, and the fit little iffy, especially offensively. But Houston, obviously, this is going to be something that it's going to be talked about a lot this offseason, because how the Giannis and the Bucks have been the last few years and what Houston still needs because they don't have the superstar yet. But so Houston just gets Giannis, or do I want to get? I can't guess. I just saw it. So Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Cam Whitmore, Aaron Holiday, for 2025 first, or 2027 first. Houston, brother, you are going to have to give up at least two more firsts. Jalen Green, I love him. He he's proven he can be a 20-point scorer in the regular season, really. Jabari Smith got replaced by a second-year player. Again, I like Jabari Smith, and Cam Whitmore hasn't done too much. Yeah, I think Houston would have to give up at least two more unprotected first-round picks. But we know why these teams are doing it. The Bucks, I mean, they need to switch things up. They need to get what they can for Giannis. Um, excuse me, while he's still here. And yeah, I mean, Houston is probably going to be able to offer the best package for him, unless OKC. But again, OKC shouldn't be going after him, in my opinion. But player wise, it's not too bad. Again, picks, you're going to have to give up more. There's no way you only give up two. But this was good. The best trade. Um, the best trade here probably was the three teamer that we saw. I like this one. I like how this turns out for everybody, I would say. Um, just because again, Brooklyn, you could say Brooklyn's not getting enough, but again, they're going to be able to flip Toby for something more. Sam Hauser, I don't know really how many teams might want him. He is cheap. He's a good shooter normally, but it's kind of fallen off since last year. And then Marcus Sasser, they would probably keep. And just another first round pick for the AJ Dembonsa draft. But this was better. I like this one more than the other article that about trades that we reacted to. But again, we're still gonna make videos for the playoffs and stuff like that. Again, let me know below if there's anything you really want me to look at.